Elon Musk appears to be trying to purchase yet another election. Is it therefore only another diversion? Remember, Musk did this last time. He claimed to have offered millions to people merely to vote. However, this is not what he did. Realistically, Musk is underhandedly achieving his goal of paying people to vote Republican. In reality, though, the giveaway serves as a diversion from his true work. This is modifying the election with remote malware loaded into the voting machine. Since remote linking to the voting machines is something that has been done before, how do I know? Take a look at this clip.
As you could see, there were some discrepancies in this election. But first we need to do is figure out how was Elon Musk and others were able to rig the election. Did you know that Elon Musk and Vladimir Putin had several meetings leading up to the election? Word was that they were both contemplating rigging the election to get Trump elected. A person familiar with the situation who spoke on a condition of anonymity to discuss the sensitive matter confirmed to the Associated Press that Musk and Putin have had contact through calls, etc. The person then provided additional details about the frequency of the calls when they occurred or their content, of course. There were sudden recounts called in all the swing states at the last minute, and then suspiciously they were turned from blue to red. As we all saw on TV, just in case some of you didn't see it, here is the video.
You're most welcome. I mean, the reason for this petition in support of the Constitution is because the Constitution really is under attack. One prominent Democrat after another has been saying that freedom of speech, the First Amendment, is a bad thing. Yeah, John Kerry literally said that.
Tim Walz.
And Tim Walz. Yeah, and Hillary. Yeah, exactly. It's like a long list.
Who has the money and the power to do and has the following. Money. They must have unlimited money. Power. They must have major connections with the elite and foreign leaders. They must have access to cyber/hacker experts, meaning they must have the technology and the access to cyber/hackers experts on their payroll. And do you need a potsy? Do you need a puppet? Someone who's powerful but stupid? Let's just call this person a blind leader. They need someone to use to carry out their plan. You know who that is. Once they have all of their ducks in the row, all you have to do is partner up with the express voting machine creator or operators or executives and somehow hack or connect into their grid and remotely hack it. Guess what? This may have happened back in 2018. Listen to this. Back in February of 2018, an article from the New York Times reported that remote access software had been found on an election management computer system used in Pennsylvania and other swing states, and quoted unnamed sources who said ESNS has in the past sometimes sold its election management system with remote access software pre-installed. Yes, you heard that correctly. They sold their access for remote access. Yeah, I'm not done yet. This was used by ESNS technicians to remotely access the systems via modem to troubleshoot and provide maintenance to systems they sold. The company denied this, of course. I mean, who's going to admit this? They denied this, saying none of the employees, including long-tenured employees, has any knowledge that our voting systems have ever been sold with remote access software. We're the only one knows that it has been remote access. That's their argument. That's literally what they said. That they know of. Let's just put it out there because, never mind. But what about the top executives? As I just stated, they knew. I'm just saying, they knew. If they knew, I'm sure other people knew. Note, This was back in 2018, around the time of Donald Trump's first term in office. And you could find this on Wikipedia or New York Times, site archives. Let's continue, do your research. Trust me, it's been validated. Oh, I'm not done yet. In an April 2018 letter sent to the U.S. Senator Ron Wyden, Election Systems and Software, that's what ESNS means. It means Election Systems and Software. ESNS is the abbreviation. Acknowledged that some of the election management systems the company sold for voting actually did. They said, however, and this is them backtracking. They said, however, the letter to Wyden had been a response, you see, to a question from the senator requesting clarification of the information on remote access software in the New York Times. They said that it was just clarification. We weren't really saying that we had that access or remote access software installed. We were just answering his question. Yeah. Anyway, meaning them slightly denying it but admitting it, what has been done. In my book, I'm just saying, they terrible liars. Tell me what you all think about that crazy excuse below. As you can see on the article, and all the links to my resources are at the bottom because this is very important. Now, I'm not done yet. While election management systems are not the voting machine voters used to cast their ballots, they are used to program, pay attention, let me repeat that again. While election management systems are not the voting machines voters use to cast their ballots, they are used to program the voting machines used in a county and to count and tabulate the results from the voting machines. You heard that? Electric management systems, they basically power and they have the software program to count the votes. You heard that correctly. Oh, and there's more. By installing remote access, you see, the software allowing the machines to be accessed via the internet. The machines are then vulnerable to being hacked remotely, allowing counting to be altered surreptitiously. Oh, yeah. Or malware to be installed to affect an election results. Which it may have. Let's continue. You see, the motherboard, the site that originally published the story, reported that the remote access software was the worst decision for security short of leaving ballot boxes on a Moscow street corner. Meaning they did not have, and you see on the screen, I'm reading verbatim. Oh, I'm not done yet. There's more. In 2020, an independent cybersecurity investigation by the National Election Defense Coalition found voting systems still on fucking line in 2020. Yeah, they were still online and you can still access. I mean, a hacker was able to go in and still see the voting machines were still online. They were able to remotely access the voting machines, you guys. Are you hearing what I'm saying here? Yeah. So the voting systems were still online, contrary to the claims by the election officials. So the election officials said they weren't, because who's going to admit that? But a computer expert were able to see they were still online. Yeah, let that marinate.
It was reported that Biden's staff discovered this during the election process with Trump and subsequently removed it. Trump was enraged by this, as he had manipulated the election in order to secure victory. This malware was discovered once more during the election process of Trump and Harris. No word if it had been removed. My guess it wasn't.
Because I'm not done yet.
You see, Musk, Trump, and the rest of the Republicans are terrified of losing control of the House. Should Florida and Wisconsin both cast Democratic votes? Still, keep in mind that it truly doesn't matter, as he rigged the machines regardless. I hope he gets caught this time. To be continued.